Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 4th. It is 6:24 right now. We got market opening up in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, link is sent out. So as people start to join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up Kodi over here. Going down to the 30-minute, down to the 15, down to the 10-minute, and back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks like we're good to go. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, June 4th. It is 6:28 right now. We have market opening up in about 2 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout for today, breakout's looking like it's going to be a sell. I'll confirm it in about a few moments once we have this candle here close. Let's see who's here so far. So let's see. Morning, Sam. Morning, Maria. Morning, Lila. Morning, Christian. Morning, Ben. Morning, everybody. Yeah, so breakout for today is going to be a sell if anybody's looking to take that for today. Let me go and mark up the market profile real quick. So the value high is currently sitting right here at 640. All right, so this might be a sweep area right here. Probably that red line. We have another value high up here at 680. Volatility is actually really low today. Another sweep area up here. We have a point of control right here at 650. Line control right here at 590. Probably not a sweep area right there. Um, and then value low here at 560. Volume is really low though. Okay. Got market profile marked up right there. Market is now open, guys. Breakout for today is a sell if anybody's looking to take it. It's currently just kind of bouncing back and forth right now. The volatility is really, really low for today. Um, yeah, it's really low. Let's check the news for today. So we had news this morning at, let's see, 5:15. So 4 o'clock, 5:15, we had news for today. I'm just gonna mark the 5:15 one because this one has actual change to it. Or I'll mark it both 4 o'clock and 5:15. We have more at 6:45. So 4, 5:15. No reaction to this right here. We got 4 o'clock, big one at 5:15. So price swept. It looks like it's sweeping right here, guys, at the point of control. I mean, we'll see. I'll come back and take a look at that in a few, but it looks like, I mean, the volatility is really low here. If I'm going to catch a sweep, it's probably going to be somewhere up here. There's going to be two levels of sweeps up here. It's either going to be right here at the at this liquidity. So this is going to be a little tricky because the volatility is so low. We're currently at 12 ATR. It's extremely low right now. So there's going to be two levels of sweep right here. Either going to happen right here at this liquidity or it's going to happen up here at the sessions. So you guys got two shots here at liquidity if you're looking to take it either right here or either up here. I mean, I don't really take anything down here right now. You guys basically got two shots right here. I probably would just go in at the value high instead of here at the set at the liquidity. So again, here's one level of liquidity right there. It's now filled. The next level of liquidity, if you want to wait for a further push, is going to be up here for a sweep. But again, like I said, the liquidity right now, or the volatility right now is really low. So it's kind of tricky to catch liquidity when the volatility is pushing so slowly. There was an MPS V2 that came up right here at 631. It was like right at open, hit full TP already. If anyone had decided to take that one. Let's see. I'm not in any of these positions right now, guys. Like I said earlier, I'm not really taking anything at the moment. But it looks like this upper sweep here might get filled. Well, it's already filled, but it might play through. So like typically if I go for the sweep, I try to go for the farthest level, and this would be the farthest level right here, the top one. Let's see, question from Shiv. Shiv's asking about the breakout and Talanji as well. Yeah, so the breakout today would have been a sell because you don't count the last signal. Because the problem with counting the last signal here is that sometimes it doesn't close, like sometimes it'll show up and it'll disappear. So for the breakout right here, you would count the one before 629, which would be this one over here. So breakout for today was the sell. I didn't take the sell, obviously. Um, I mean, today was just the pre-market was like very tricky with the low volatility. But yeah, breakout for today was a sell because the 629 candle doesn't count. You're supposed to count the one that happens before it. We used to count the 629 candle, but we stopped counting this one because what happens a lot of times is when that candle comes up before, or one of our rules was if a momentum came up at 629, we would just skip the breakout, right? Initially, when we first started taking the breakout, the 629 would count, but what would happen a lot of times is a momentum would come up and then it would disappear at the last second. So you wouldn't know which direction to be taking. Then after that, once we stopped taking it and we started only focusing on the candle before, Then we started to see it come up more, and we decided, okay, if that would happen, it would manipulate price, so we would just not take it at all if the momentum would come up on the last candle. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, shifts. It didn't take the breakout, but I was curious as I thought it was a buy. Yeah, it's the same rule that we've set before. The sweep here is playing out pretty nicely, guys. If anybody caught into the sweep, it's starting to push to the downside. Solid. Yeah, so Talanji actually took it for a buy. So good work on catching that one right there, bro. We have a sweep right here currently playing through. Sam got the sweep right there. Yeah, if you want to take the entries here, guys, probably go for a smaller target, maybe 2020, because the volatility here is pretty low. ATR is currently at 16. This is like pretty slow for today. I'm going to be looking for the possible MPS V2 to the downside. So like we've said before, guys, we had an MPS V2 that pushed up right here. This hit full TP for a buy. Then we had a sweep that hit for a sell. And now I'd probably be looking for an MPS V2 to the downside. So two back-to-back wins right here. MPS V2 for a buy. We had a buy signal, retracement, confirmation. This would be at a red flag, so I wouldn't have taken it. It was right at opening price. And it was like pretty much right at opening movement. So MPS V2, sweep right here at the top end. And looking for now an MPS V2 to the downside. Only problem with MPS V2 to the downside is that it's going to be in a red flag area. Because we have the sessions right here and we have opening price. Going to make some adjustments to the liquidity. So you guys can see how these entries come up pretty quickly. Let's see what the TPO is looking like here on the 1 minute. Let this load up. All right. Value highs down here. That's a mess. Again, today's a little bit of a mess in the market because there's so much stuff going on. We're starting to get some big spiky candles here again. So right here we have the big spiky candles a few minutes after open for bullish push, and then we have some big spiky candles to the downside right here. It's kind of similar to yesterday. It's a little unpredictable how the market's kind of moving. Um, the market profile is a little too hard to see on that chart, so I'm going to check over here. Came down here, retested the value high from earlier. See if there's any adjustments here. 640. 680. There hasn't really been any adjustments. I gotta wait until 7 o'clock until the adjustments come in. 650. Yeah, there's no adjustments here yet for the market profile. 590, 560. All right, so the main thing that you should be looking for here right now, guys, would be a um, MPS V2. Let me see if I could label this right here. I don't know if I can put a label on this. No, I can't. It's okay. We'll know what it is. I guess I could put a little thing here. Ah, it's too messy. I was hoping I could put like a label right here on the side, but it's all good. We'll just keep it a mental thought. So this was an MPS v2. This is a sweep. So now we're looking for an MPS v2 now. Either MPS v2 for a sell or for a buy. It doesn't really matter. We're looking for a sell signal here. If the sell signal comes up, we'll look for an MPS v2 for a sell back down. If that's not the case, we'll look for an MPS v2 back to the upside. And then we'll be looking for more sweeps as well. Let's take a look at the overall picture. We're starting to get a bit of a direction here. So looking at this here, the 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute is all bearish. You can see here on the higher time frames, price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. On the shorter time frames over here, it was bearish and it's shifting back up to bullish. So looks like things are starting to swing to the upside now. Yeah, price is respecting this pretty nicely. All right, we got the sell signal right there. We have a possible MPS V2 starting to sweep here, or starting to set up for a sweep. Let's see, Sam said he's watching 25 or 42,590 for, look, what do you see? 42,590. Okay, yeah, that's exactly where my sweep's at too. So we got that as a possible sweep area down there. Me and Sam are looking at 42,590 is a point of control, so it's where that zone's at down there. Nice. Rev caught both. He got the MPS V2 and the sweep. Yeah, Nick said he keeps it at ATR. Smart. Delon just said pretty wacky Wednesday. Yeah, I know. It's the market is moving here kind of all over the place. I believe there's news coming up in 2 minutes, 6:45. So we got news right here at 6:45, and we had news at 7 o'clock. We have news like pretty much every 30 minutes. So we got news at 6:45, which is right here. It's coming up very quickly. 7 o'clock and 7:30. Just something to keep in mind, guys. A lot of stuff going on today behind the scenes, of course. MPS V2 hasn't set up yet, so we have a sell signal, green candle. We need a red candle to close below this area right here for it to be an MPS V2. The only problem is that we have high impact news coming in right here at 6:45, so you might want to be very careful about, your entries at this point. The ATR is currently at 18 right now, so you might want to go for a 20 TP. Time pack news, S&P Global Services PMI. The PMI news from the previous days were negative, so this is possibly going to be negative as well. So just keep that in mind. So if this red candle closes below this area, this is going to be an MPS V2 entry. Like I said, we have news in about 1 minute. So I personally wouldn't take the trade here. Although, if the news does come out negative, it might spike it down, but I wouldn't take that risk. It's just way too close to news right now. So it looks like the MPS V2 here might close. Again, if you guys want to take this, take it at your own risk. If there wasn't news here, I would take this trade, but the news right here is high impact. I do forecast it to be negative. It's forecasted to be positive here by the analysts, but because the PMI news was negative previous 2 days, that's why I'm kind of expecting it to be negative as well. Kind of gave a hint to the direction. So yeah, this is the MPS V2. It's probably going to spike on the next candle because it's going to be, or not the next candle, but the candle after it. So this right here is the MPS V2 currently running. I'll be looking for the possible sweep down here, the 590. We got news in less than a minute. It's forecasted to be negative, or sorry, it's forecasted to be positive, but I'm assuming that it's going to be negative because of the previous news that happened this week. Let's see, Sam said ATR is bad, Sean, you keeping 30-30. So I'm keeping 30-30 for my entry, and I'll make the adjustment when the market opens up because I don't want to change my contract size. I want to leave my contract size at where it's at, 6 contracts. So I'm gonna adjust it when I get in the position, not necessarily before. Because I'm gonna leave it at 6 and I'll get in at 30.30, but then once I get into the position, I can make my adjustments to my TP stop loss. Because my ATM settings are set at 30.30, and I don't want to have to go and set like a new setting with different order quantities. It's just a lot of work to like do the math for that. All right, so we got news right here, guys. Like I said, news right here. This is why we skipped the MPSV2 because price is starting to kind of spike around a bit. Let's check the news. So the news was positive actually. So that's how we're getting that spike to the upside right now. It's probably not going to hold. It'll probably come right back down. But the news here was positive. I'm going to take this off because I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position. But that was news right there, news candle. Big push to the upside because the news here was positive at 645. This is why we don't trade news because it doesn't really matter what comes out for the news. Price will react to it regardless. Price is reacting to it here. We got price pushing back up. So we got a new low right here. There we go. As price continues to push up based off that news. I'd be careful for any entries here. Yeah, I'd be careful for any entries because everything here is, I mean, for the most part, it's news driven right now. ATR is still pretty low. It's currently at 18. So what I would look for here personally is I'd look for a possible sweep. There's no sweeps right now, but see 680, 650. Yeah, there's not really going to be much sweep areas here. I mean, there could be a possible sweep up here for a double top, but it's kind of a tricky area right here because there's no confluences. If we had some sessions up here, if we had a value high up here, point of control, anything right here to give me some sort of confluence for the sweep, I would possibly look to take it, but there's not really anything up here. There's a bunch of different levels of liquidity, but there's nothing there for market profile, of course. Here we go, as price starts to come back down. Let me see if there's any other levels up there that I can possibly mark up. So let's see. There is a possible sweep level right here. A little closer. This is at 42,700. This is this is pretty old, May 18. I'll mark this up right here so you can see that. 518 value high. So we have an idea of like where that value high is coming from because this is a previous day value high. Um, 740. That's a little high. But I'll mark it up anyways. So 740. This is 519. Value low. 760. This is going to be. All right, well, if price ever gets this far, I have more levels here. So this is the 18th, May 18 value high, May 19 value low, May 20th value high. I don't know if price will get that high, but if it does, we have an idea. We have some levels up there just in case. It's not really too much going on here. I mean, it looks like price is starting to consolidate around this area now. Sweep area at 640, sweep area at 680. Yeah. So I mean, possible sweep can happen up here. This is a possible MPS V2 for a buy, setting up. We got more news here at 7 o'clock, guys. Just a heads up. I mean, there's a lot of news today. News here at 6:45 just passed. Market's still reacting to it. Is still pushing to the upside. And then we have more news right here at 7 o'clock. I mean, it looks like price here is going to start to consolidate. That looks like the case here. Let me just mark this up real quick. Starting to create a consolidation zone right here. All right. We'll see what we got, but I mean, it's a mess right now. You guys can see the consolidation is happening right here. I've marked up the range. Well, not really consolidation. It's more of a range. If it's consolidation, it's moving really tight. This is more of a range right here, which is fine. The range is okay because you can look for sweeps in between. So there's nothing wrong with this range here. I mean, if you want to look for sweeps around this area, feel free. Um, Yeah, anyway, so looking at this here so far, no MPS V2 on this. We had a buy signal, price pushed up, retraced, never came back up. In order for this to be an MPS V2 for a buy, we need a green candle to close up here. Hasn't closed yet, so there's no opportunity right there. We have a pending sell signal right here. So if the sell signal closes, we may get an MPS V2 to the downside. One thing that you might want to be careful for, or that you might want to look for, is a possible sweep right here at this liquidity, right? We got liquidity hanging out right here. We got liquidity right there. We also have a liquidity right here. There's going to be it's going to be tricky right here, guys, within this range, because there can be sweeps in either direction. We technically had a failed MPS V2 that came up right here, so this could be a possible sweep. So this might sweep right here. I wouldn't really go for the sweep. It's too close. I would go for a higher sweep like up here. But this could be a possible like a mini sweep. The ATR is only at 20. So I can probably look at this for maybe a 20-point sweep. Because if we have a sweep, then I can look for an MPS V2 after, right? That's like the main thing that we're looking for here. So what I'll do here is I'm going to mark this up as a failed MPS V2 so that we have an idea that a failed MPS V2 already happened, right? I want to know that a failed MPS V2 happened here so that we know what to look for next, possibly look for a sweep. I think a sweep here would make more sense, but I mean, if an MPS V2 comes up next, this is going to help with our analysis because this will show us that we need a valid MPS V2 before the sweep actually happens. So we had MPS V2 here, hit full TP 30 points, sweep hit 30 points, failed MPS V2 here. Didn't take any of these entries, but I'm doing this to create a storyline, right? I'm creating a storyline here because this is what we're looking for. MPS V2, sweep, right? MPS V2, sweep. Well, what I'm trying to understand here is, do we need a valid MPS V2 or will a failed MPS V2 suffice? Like, is it okay if we have a MPS V2 that hit, then a sweep, failed MPS V2, then another sweep? So I'm building off the information that we have already. We're starting to adapt with the market a little more. Obviously, what we've seen lately is MPSV2 does it's a requirement, right? It's like it happens right after each other. What we need to understand here is does the MPSV2 have to hit or does a failed MPSV2 allow for it? So what I'm looking for right here is a possible sweep. If this sweep doesn't play through, then this is where I'll understand that okay, the failed MPSV2 probably doesn't suffice the criteria. So this is a possible sweep area right here. I'm not taking the sweep area, but if you guys want to take it, I'm marking it up for you guys right here. It's not a good, it's an okay sweep area. It's an okay sweep area because we do have the sessions right here. We have news price. We have the value low, which is like right here, or value high actually, but it's not close to the sweep area. So right here, this sweep area is a good one because we have a liquidity right there, and we also have the point of control right next to it, right? So we have confluences right here. Over here, the confluences aren't so strong. We have a liquidity area, we have opening price, but it's not enough to, give me that confidence to take this as an actual sweep. So there may be two things here going against each other. We have a pending sell signal. If the sell signal here closes, then we might have an MPSV2 to the downside. Yeah, Sam said he's going to be waiting until the news after the 7 o'clock. I'm doing the same thing. We got news right here at 7 o'clock. Okay, so now here's where we're going to document this and we're going to see if this here works. We have a sweep currently running right now. It's not a strong sweep, but it is a sweep nonetheless around this area. A possible sweep. I'm not going to say it's a for sure sweep because like I said, this isn't a good sweep area because there's no confluences around the area. The good sweep area would be down here. This is where I'd be looking to take an actual sweep. I'm just marking this up so that we can have some sort of documentation whether a failed MPS will work. What we might get here is you might get an MPS v2 to the downside. So we might have to wait for a valid MPS v2. Not in this position right here, guys. I'm just gonna move this over a little bit so you guys don't think I'm in it. I'm gonna leave it up there because we want to have this on the chart so we can document whether we need an MPS v2 or not. Because there's gonna be two different scenarios here. It's either gonna be MPS v2, sweep, or I'll put valid or win, I guess, win. So I'm looking for whether it needs to be this way. So either this way or MPS V2 win. So I'm trying to see a pattern. There's typically patterns here if you're able to follow it properly. So it looks like the sweep there played through. All right, so the sweep hit right there. Kind of pulled back a bit, but the sweep did hit right there. So with that said, I mean, it looks like the MPS V2 does not have to win. So the second scenario here, MPS V2 win, sweep win, MPS V2 lose, sweep win. This could be the case, right? Okay, so now that we have this information, we can follow along now. So sweep here, MPS V2 win, sweep win, MPS V2 loss, sweep win. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is an MPS V2, right? Because the pattern just continues. So like now I'm looking for now an MPS V2 to the upside or the downside. It doesn't really matter. But I'm now looking for an MPS V2. All right, good to know. So I'll keep following it here and we'll keep trying to, you just got to keep adapting with the market, guys. It doesn't matter. Your strategies don't have to change. You just have to adapt with the market. Sometimes we're in a ranging market, sometimes we're in a directional market. I think this pattern here makes sense regardless of the market conditions. Market could be ranging, market could be directional. We just have to look for MPS V2 sweep, MPS V2 sweep, etc. So now that we have an sweep here that happened, I'm now going to look for an MPSV2. It doesn't have to be a buy or a sell, but I'm going to be looking for an MPSV2 here, regardless of the fact. We do have news right here, so this might kind of screw up the position a little bit. Oh my God, look at this huge, huge spike right here. Okay, so this is why we don't trade news, guys. Again, huge, huge reminder to you. This is why we don't trade news. That's a huge candle. Yeah, that's crazy. How big was that? That was a 100, almost 100 point candle right there, 90 points. So I guess the sweep, I mean, unfortunately, our sweep here is not going to be able to get filled, Sam. The sweep just got wiped out by the news right there. It's a 90 point candle right there for sweep. All right, so with that said, um, yeah, ISM services PMI negative, huge spike to the downside. It's kind of weird because like all of the other PMI news was negative, and this one over here was positive at 645. Didn't really affect the market very much, but this one over here for sure spiked it down 90 points. Okay, so this is a possible MPSV2 trade currently running. This is a problem because this was based off news. So yeah, I mean, this is tricky now because these sweep areas are not going to be sweep areas anymore. I have to clean this up now. This is why I hate high news days because, yeah, because now, like, it screwed everything up, right? Because now we don't even have sweeps down here anymore. We had sweeps that are kind of waiting around this area earlier. Now we don't have any sweeps around this area. And I have to clean it up now because there's no point. It's useless. All right, well, we have a new sweep level down here. It's going to be pretty far down. I guess the next thing we can look for is a possible MPSV2. Yeah, it's a little tricky because so I don't even know where to start at this point now. Like I don't even know if I should count this as an MPSV2 because obviously the big spike candle right here. Because we had a sweep here and I don't know, it's a mess. I got to decide whether I want it because I'm trying to follow the pattern here. The pattern is MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2. I don't know if this MPSV2 should even be accounted for because this is based off the news from earlier. So all this stuff is all manipulation right now. Um, like I don't know if I should count this MPSV2, count the next one. Either way, it looks like the next entry is probably going to be a sweep. So we're either going to get a sweep down here or we're going to get a sweep up here. Let me check the market profile real quick. Okay, so the numbers here actually haven't really changed. The value low is still the same. Point of control is still down the middle. 640 for value high. Yeah, nothing here really changed very much. The market profile is still around where it should be. Let's see, Sam said check this PMI news is 1 month green, then next red alternates. Last month was green, so this month is red. Oh, it's good to know. So I'll probably keep that in mind, Sam. Is that always the case, or is it, I mean, did you check the previous months before that? Because if that's the case, then that's a good pattern to follow so that we have an idea. Damn, this news like threw off our charts because now I don't even know what to look for. Well, I mean, I know what to look for, but I don't know if we're looking for an MPS right now or if we're looking for a sweep. Yeah, Talanji said technically both MPS hit and sweep hit, but Yeah, because of the news. Yeah, I was noticing that too because a sweep did happen from down here, right? So I mean, technically, yes, there was a sweep that got filled from. I mean, I guess I could mark this up as a sweep too because a sweep did fill from right here. I'll just mark this up. Obviously, we didn't take these trades here, but this is good to know so we have an idea of like what to follow through with. Um, but here's where the pattern gets kind of messed up, Talanji, because we have a sweep. We have MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, and then it's followed by another sweep right here. So we would need to have an MPSV2 in between these two, right? So that's why like I didn't want to identify this one right here. I did see what you mentioned though, because I all levels here got grabbed, of course. But I wanted to keep the pattern going where there was like one in between. So I think for now I'll just take this off so that we have the pattern and it's going in line with each other. MPSV2 sweep. This is the MPSV2 currently running. So like right here, it wouldn't really matter if it hits or not, right? Um, because we're not in this position. So this trade will either hit or it'll either not hit. If it doesn't hit, it's fine because the next move that we'll be looking for is a possible sweep. So if this becomes the case, then I'll be looking for a possible sweep down here, or I'll be looking for a possible sweep up here. So I'm just trying to keep this in line. So there you go with the MPSV2. This one did hit. Let's see. Sam said last 7 months alternating. Please do not trade with my analysis. Just gambling 20. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, it's good to know, Sam. It's good to know that you have 7 months of data because 7 months of data is a pretty good amount. So I'll keep that in mind. The PMI this month was pretty much all negative except for global services. So next month they should be all positive except for global services, I'm assuming. Or are you following all of them? Are you just following one specific one, Sam? Because I know there's PMI like on Monday, Tuesday, and then these that are today. During NFP, there's like a couple, and then there's a couple on a different week too. PMI is kind of like it happens during inflation week, and it also happens during NFP. All right, guys, we have the MPSV2 currently hit right here. Gotcha. Okay. So Sam just follows the one during NFP week. That's good to know. So I'll keep that in mind. Basically, every Wednesday NFP, the PMI data comes out. All right. So we got price coming back lower. We have a possible sweep area down here, guys. Possible sweep area right here at the 540, it looks like. Yeah, exactly. Sam said 42, 540. It's news liquidity. Yeah. Be looking at it right there. The only problem is we have like this lower level down here, but yeah. Um, that 540 looks like it would be good. See, I'll put my limit order right there. I
Order submitted.
mean, we'll see if it gets filled. There's a couple areas right here for possible sweep. So this is where I'm looking at. I mean, the sweep might happen right here off the value low, guys. So it looks like the sweep might be taking off without us. Yeah, the sweep already happened, guys, unfortunately. Okay, so no sweep right here. I mean, if the sweep happens later, maybe. But we're looking for an MPSV2 now. So there's another sweep that this is the one that we were looking for down here, 42, 540. but the sweep happened right here at the value low. See where price pushed off of? So the sweep's done with. We'll be looking for possible MPSV2 now. Yeah, that happened too quick. All right, I'm gonna cancel my limit order. Order canceled.
Order canceled.
Yeah, Shift said best place to catch the move up, which will happen. Yeah, so we have the sweep happen right here. Okay, so the pattern is still following through, guys. The pattern that we were talking about earlier, we have MPSV2, sweep, MPSV2, sweep, MPSV2, sweep right here. Now possible MPSV2 to the upside. So be looking for a possible MPSV2 up. Um, yeah, this is fine here. So if we get an MPSV2 up right here, we probably ride this up and then catch the sweep back down from right here. This is what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking for price to push up and then sweep from here and come back down. Basically a messed up head and shoulders, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, it's basically what happened here. We had head and shoulder happen right here as well, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. All right, so I'll be looking for that MPSV2 to climb up from here. I mean, the MPSV2 doesn't have to be a buy though. This could push up, like what we can get here is possible push up and then push back down and then sweep from right here. So I mean, it doesn't matter. We can get a push to the upside right here, get an MPSV2 for a buy, come back down, or we can get a push to the upside, fake out, pull back down, then sweep right there. We just can't get an MPSV2 for a sell here because we already have a sell signal. We need to get some sort of buy signal here to come up first. So I wouldn't take the secondary sweep here. I'd wait for an MPSV2 to come up first so that it creates a new leg. Look at that. All right, we got nothing here yet. I'm looking for that momentum signal to come up. Hasn't came up yet. All right, we got pending buy signal right here. After this buy signal, I'll be looking for possible MPSV2 to the upside. Or if the MPSV2 doesn't come up there, that's fine. We could look for the MPSV2 to the downside. Cliff is asking how many points to use for the stop loss? 30 points. 30 points, but if the ATR is really low, we lower it a bit. Like right now, the ATR is currently at 23, so we probably use a 25 instead. Um, Sometimes it's 20, sometimes 25, but the standard is 30. So I almost always go in at 30 and I'll make adjustments if necessary. I'd rather have more than less and then minimize as necessary. So we have a possible NPSV2 starting to set up right here, guys. We have a buy signal, green candle. So I'm going to be looking for price to push up, retrace, continue up higher. And then when it pushes up to here, I'm going to look for the sweep right here for it to come back down. So I probably double up on it. Shiv said he's liking this one. It's breaking his VWAP. Solid. It looks good. Yeah, no problem, Cliff. All right, so we got the buy signal here. We got the green candle pushing up. We're going to be looking for a retracement candle and a continuation back up higher. So possible NPSV2 for a buy here soon. Might want to go for a 25-point TP because of the ATR, but we'll see when the entry actually comes up. The ATR is looking like. Let me see if the numbers here have adjusted. 640 haven't adjusted, 590 haven't adjusted, 560 haven't adjusted, 680. No, everything is pretty much where it was before for the most part. This got down a little lower, or no, it's different. 680 is right there. 640. No, everything is pretty much where it should be. It's a value high from the 18. All right, so we're looking for an MPSV2 to set up over here. There's a retracement candle. So we got a buy signal, possible retracement candle here. We're just looking for a red candle to come up. If it pushes up too high, this is going to be a little tricky because, obviously you want to get out before it sweeps. Looks like it's retracing right here. It's a pretty strong retracement too. It's actually a really big candle right here for retracement. It's about 40 points, 30, 40 points. Yeah, 40-point candle right there. It's huge. All right, if this candle here closes green, this is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy, guys. This is going to be an MPSV2 here for a buy. It's for sure got to close green though. It's like it can't be bouncing around the last second. Like right here, it's kind of bouncing around a little much. Yeah, it might be bouncing around a little too much. Got about 16 seconds left on this candle right here. I'm gonna get into this here if it closes green. Let's see, this is gonna push in about 5 seconds. I'm not gonna take this one, guys. Obviously, it didn't close green. No green candle there, no MPSV2. Yeah, no entry right there. So still waiting for that green candle. Again, like I said, you have to make sure it for sure closes green. You can't just get in early and then it closes red. There's no entry there. Yeah, I'm gonna disregard the news price, Christian. But it's got to for sure close green. I can't have it like this where it's bouncing back and forth. If it keeps bouncing back and forth like this, I'm just gonna let it be. I'll follow it, just won't take it. There's a lot of red flags around this area anyway, so I'm probably not going to take it. It's not really going anywhere, if you guys can see. Yeah, Glenn said bunch of red flags. It's a tricky area right here. I'll look for the sweep, but I don't know if I'll take the MPSV2. At this point, I'm probably not going to take MPSV2 for a buy. If we get a sweep or a switch right here and it starts to flip to the downside and we get an MPSV2 down here, I'll probably take that. But the buys here are just looking less and less like a good entry. It's having trouble getting past this area. And we have news right here again at 7:30. So at 7:30 we have oil stock change. This isn't going to be very like not super high impact. This happens every Wednesday. It's gas stock change and oil stock change. So not too much. But we do have the MPSV2 still setting up right here. I'll follow the MPSV2 and I'll probably take the sweep when it gets up here. So probably not going to get in for the MPSV2, but I'll try to get in for the sweep up there. I'm hoping we get something. I've been kind of sitting back here for a while now this week. Unfortunately, nothing has really came up that caught my eye. Okay, so no MPS V2 there for a buy. We may get an MPS V2 here for a sell. So the buy never filled here, guys. We had a buy signal, price pushed up, retraced, never confirmed for the continuation. We now have a sell signal here, so we may get an MPS V2 to the downside. Let's see. Sam said 42,679 above and 42,540 below. Looks good. Looks like good liquidity is half risk. Yeah, same here. Doing the same thing. So yeah, I'm still looking for this right here at the 540, Sam. There's another liquidity level up here too. So there could be multiple areas for sweep here. This area, this area, this area down here. I'm looking for a possible MPSV2 down here to push down to our lower sweep, right? So I'm looking for this here so I can catch that to the downside and then also catch a sweep back up. So I'm looking for the MPSV2 here, possibly a head and shoulders pattern, inverted head and shoulders, back up. Looks good. So I'll be looking for the sell here. We need a green candle and then we need a red candle. So I'm waiting for that green candle to come up first. Once we confirm that green candle, I'll look for that red candle and I'll try to write it down to the our sweep below. Getting a lot of these blocky candles lately. All right, so the candle closed green. I'm looking for a red candle to close below this area right here. It's got to close below this area. If it doesn't close below the area, no entry. So it's got to close below here. I'll be looking to take this here for MPSV2, but it's got to close below this area right here. So where this line's at, basically. Doesn't close below there, no entry. We got about 15 seconds left on this candle. Again, it has to close below this area, guys. If the candle closes with the buy signal, then it flips the other way. Looks like we might be flipping. Man, today's markup is a toss-up, guys. Look at this. So no MPSV2 here, no MPSV2 here. Possible again, push to the upside again. All right, let's give this another shot. So no MPSV2 here for a buy, no MPSV2 here for a sell. Now, again, we're looking for the same thing to happen here. MPSV2 up. So here's where it becomes a little tricky. This becomes tricky because there's two levels of sweep here. We can have price sweep from this area, or we can have price sweep from this area up here, right? There's two areas of sweep. This is what makes it kind of messy at this point. Overall, it's just, yeah, it's messy in general. Yeah, it's long you said it like it's luring both sides. I agree. It's trapping people on both sides right now. Like, people are chasing it for a sell, people are chasing it for a buy. Eventually, it's going to sweep at one of these areas and wipe everybody out. All right, so we got price pushing up. Let's see if the sweep happens right here at this level. We haven't had an MPSV2, so these sweeps here that happen, they're not going to be counting towards a pattern. It's just going to be a regular sweep, unless we get an MPSV2 here. Let's see, Sam said his pending orders will be 5 pips above or below. Gosh, okay, that makes sense. So it does not look, we'll see what happens here. Does not look like the sweep here is well, it looks like it might be now. We're getting a rejection off this point. So we're looking here to see if the sweep here ends up getting filled. We'll do a 20-point sweep. So let's see if it pushes further, then this sweep is going to be invalidated, which is fine because we'll get an MPSV2 here still. So ideally, we're looking for MPSV2. I'm just making sure the sweep here doesn't interfere with the MPSV2 position because we have a buy signal here. We're looking for retracement. We're looking for a continuation. The sweep that I would preferably take would be up here, right? This is where I preferably would take the sweep. So that's why I'm looking for an MPSV2 to push price up and then sweep from there. Or if it pushes up even higher. So here's the thing. We have multiple levels here. We have liquidity sitting right here, and we also have liquidity sitting up here. So the MPSV2 what might happen is it might push up even further and then come down. We got news right here at 7 o'clock. It's a medium impact news, gas stock change. If anybody's looking to take this MPSV2, guys, there's an MPSV2 setting up right here. Man, this is too tricky for me because we have news right here in about 3 minutes. As much as I want to take this, I'm probably gonna have to sit out on this one, guys. We have news coming up. You guys saw the news spike earlier right here. I don't really want to get caught in news spikes. There was just news every 15 minutes today. That was the problem. We had news at 6:45, 7, 7:30, and then again right here. So I'm gonna wait it out. If you guys want to take this here as MPSV2, I mean, feel free. I'm gonna mark this up here for you guys to follow. Not looking to take anything too risky here, especially because we have news coming up right here at 7:30. So, I mean, there's a lot of things here that are kind of throwing me off. Is the fact that we have the sweep area right there too, because your target's going to be past the sweep. So, like, if it sweeps right here, you can get screwed pretty easily. The sweep here is still running. So there's a sweep that we talked about earlier, guys, right here. There's a possible sweep. Yeah, it's a good thing we skipped this position right here. Yeah, exactly. Talanji said, so glad I didn't take it. Typically, our rule of thumb is usually no trades 10 minutes before or after news because there's usually manipulation that happens before news. Like, for example, the news here is forecasted to be positive. So it's forecasted to be positive right here. It's going to happen in about a minute. So we might get some manipulation where price comes down initially and then it spikes right back up. So we'll see what happens there. The good thing here is that we've identified the MPSV2. So now what I'm looking for is a possible sweep now. So I'll be looking for price to push up maybe right here and then possibly sweep from this point. This came down about, I mean, technically, the MPSV2 is still running right now. All right, we got news. Where's the candle at? Oh, there goes news. All right, news came out right there. Man, these charts are so messy now. All right, mark that up right there. Take that off. And there goes the news candle. So technically, the MPSV2 is still currently running if you're doing a 30-30, guys. I mean, I wouldn't take it, obviously, but it's still running right now for the 30-30. Ideally, what I'm looking for here is a sweep now. We got 30 minutes till 8. I'm hoping we can get the sweep in before then, but we'll this has been a tricky NFP week. I mean, a lot of you guys have been locking in some pretty good profits, but I've been kind of taking it easy. All right, let's see if the levels here have changed at all. 640. The point of control here is now at 630. I'm gonna adjust that a little bit. $650. 630. 600. 680. Okay, so the sweep may still happen right here, guys. This value high. I mean, technically the MPSV2 is still running right now for a 30-30. Oh no, actually it didn't. So it stopped out right there. So good thing we didn't take that MPSV2 right there. I just have it marked up for have it marked up so we have an idea of like where the MPSV2 came up. So MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2. Okay, possible sweep right here at the 680. If anybody's looking to take a sweep. I mean, the sweep could happen a point before right here, but I'm looking at the 680 right now. It's where the value high is sitting. Let's see, I'll put a pending order right there.
Order submitted.
The only sweep area I can find that's like close enough. Unless it creates a new level. So here's where it becomes a little tricky because if it creates a new low level, then the sweep might happen around this area. There's two areas of sweep right here, guys. There's a sweep. Oh, fuck, what did I do? Oops, my bad. There is a sweep. Oh man, I keep moving the wrong thing. So there's two different areas for a sweep right here. The sweep can happen right here at the 42,680, or the sweep can happen up here, which is a little higher at the 710. The volatility has died down quite a bit, so might have to go for the 20 instead of the 30. Yeah, Talanji said divergence downwards, buyers getting weaker. Exactly. Yeah, it lines up with the analysis here. I just needed to push up a little higher right here to fill my sweep and then come back down. But the volatility here is starting to kind of flatten out. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock, guys. You know, like I said before, and I've said in the past, as you get closer to 7:30, between 7:30 and 8, the volatility tends to die down a little bit. And yeah, market just kind of flattens out. Let me check the news real quick. The news was positive on both ends. Stock change and gas stock change. Looks like my sweep here did not get filled, fortunately. Yeah, it's just trying to consolidate within this area. I'll keep watching it though. If we get too close to 8 o'clock, I'm just gonna cancel it. Like I said, my cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock. Not looking to force anything here. But yeah, no sweeps yet. So no sweeps so far. MPSV2 flop here, but this was at news. Either way, we're still documenting it. All right, we got price pushing back up right here. There's not really too much going on. Price is now consolidating within this lower area. So if you look over here, I mean, price is just consolidating right here down the middle. Not really too much there. And you guys can see the mess here on the 1 minute market profile though. Price kind of chopped up down here, pushed up, huge range. Now it's chopping up again right here. That looks like a shoulder, head, shoulder. So it looks like. All right, looks like we're gonna be waiting for a while. Does not look like much is happening here. This looks like the meat of the market right here. So we have a range consolidation range right here. Price came down, kind of messed around down here, came back up. But like the true range right here is like right down this middle point. See how price is just respecting this middle area right here? So this is why my sweep over here, it makes sense to me because it's gonna be within that range. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to kind of push up a little bit, sweep this area and come back into the range. That's the only area of sweep right now that I can really see. Moment. All right, unfortunately, it looks like the sweep here might not get filled. 7:38. 3 days into the week. Haven't taken anything yet. For myself, at least. It's all good. I mean, I'd rather have no trades than have losses, of course, right? I mean, it would suck if I had losses and then I had to make it back, of course. All right, it's not really looking like it's gonna fill. All right, no sweep there. I might have to just cancel my order, guys. I don't think it's gonna fill. All right, let me cancel that order, guys. Unfortunately, the sweep did not get filled up here. All right, let's see what we got here. There's no other sweeps here that are like really nearby.
Cancelled.
Trying to see if there's any levels around this area. I mean, there could be a possible sweep right here off the point of control, but I mean, I wouldn't take it. Yeah, there's no liquidity right here, so I don't really see this as a sweep area. There is the point of control that's right here, though, but I wouldn't count it by itself. I would make sure there's at least some sort of liquidity hanging out around that area. Yeah. There's a liquidity right here, but there's no confluences. So, well, unfortunately, it looks like we missed the move to the downside. Looks like price might have just swept the news price right here, but there's still no liquidity hanging out around that area. This is a possible MPS V2 right here for a sell, if anybody's looking to take that. This doesn't meet my criteria though for my MPS V2 into sweep. So I'm not going to take this one here. There's a bunch of red flags here as well. So there's a bunch of red flags. Candle's huge. A lot of reasons for me not to take this as MPS V2. I'm marking it up for you guys here in case you guys want to take it, but I'm not taking it myself. For one, there's too many red flags. For two, this candle's huge. And for three, it's not lining up with my pattern here that I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for MPS V2 sweep, MPS V2 sweep. We had an MPS V2 here already, so I was looking for a sweep to follow, but there's just nothing there. So yeah, Sam said skipping. Sam said, bro, no loss is good with the accounts like you have. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a little more conservative with my trades. I really just need one trade this week. If I could hit one trade this week, across all my accounts, I'm pretty much good. So just got to take it easy, not force anything here, of course. I mean, that's probably like that's my shining point here as a trader is like I don't really have the need to force any trades. I talked about this with somebody else the other day. It's different when you guys have like money already and you're not like forced to like take any trades. When you're like trying to trade to make money, it's tough because it pressures you guys to make bad trades, right? For me, I've already kind of like stockpiled my profits for the weeks, I mean for the month or for the year actually. Let's see, where's my trader sync at? Yeah, so here I'll move this over real quick. So here's my trader sync. Obviously I haven't had any profits for this month so far, so year to date. I mean, I have nothing for June, so I don't really have anything to show you, but here are my profits for the year so far. So I've done pretty good for the year so far, so I don't really have to force any trades here, right? That's why I'm like a little more conservative with my entries because I'm able to really just kind of coast it. So I'm coasting this week, kind of like last week. Last week I coasted until like Friday. I had a break even on Friday or a slight profit. Um, but these are my stats for the year so far. So from January up until now, this is how much gross profit I've made. This is how much net profit I've made. This is why I'm like not really forcing anything because if I have one trade that wins, great. My main key here is not to lose any trades, right? I think that's the key thing. So like you just got to be able to like have self-control. Because I feel like when you don't have self-control, that's where you start to make bad decisions. You start to revenge trade, overtrade. For me, I don't really have that itch to revenge trade or overtrade because I'd rather have a break-even day or no trades for the day than have a loss. Because then if I lose today, I have to make it back tomorrow, right? or I have to make back on the next trade. So I'm just keeping my cool and just waiting for the entries to come to me. There's been entries that have came up, but there's just nothing here right now. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, stats are good. And, it all comes from discipline. It's like I haven't taken that many trades for this year. I don't know if there's a number here for how many trades I've taken. I'm currently at a 73% win rate, probably higher, but I've been taking a lot more trades lately. I don't know how many trades. So this is like not a real number because there's multiple accounts that I'm trading. So maybe like, let's see, like 260, 25 divided by, we'll say like maybe 70. So I maybe took like 37 trades for this whole year, around there, like 37 to 50 trades for the year so far. I haven't taken that many trades, guys. It shows a lot of trades because I have multiple accounts, but this is like the number. So I haven't really taken that many. I probably take, let's do it divided by 50 actually. So 2625 divided by 50. I've probably taken 52 trades for this year so far. Yeah. You can see here my average trades, I hold them for about 2 minutes max. Like all my stats are here. And this is what helps me too, because I'm able to see my stats. Like I know how much I've won, I know how much I've lost. I know what my win percentage is. I know how many trades I've taken. I really haven't taken that many trades this year. Obviously, I could have made a lot more if I took more trades. I could have lost a lot more if I took more trades. So it's just sticking to the game plan. Yeah, Sam said market updated. If one compares from last year, things not moving the same like last year. Exactly. Yeah, Sam. And I agree with you 100%. Last year, I actually took a lot more trades because, we were more in a directional market. Um, yeah, this year's kind of been, well, it's still early in the year. We're in June, so we're halfway through the year. But that's crazy if you think about it. We've traded for 6 months live every single day. I've only taken about 50 trades. So that's maybe like probably less than 10 trades a month. And I'm only focusing on quality entries. That's why. All right, so looking at this right here, guys, it looks like a sweep might have happened right here at this liquidity. I mean, there's no confluences there, but the sweep looks like it may have happened right here. Yeah. So we had MPSV2 here, and then sweep right here. So we have another possible MPSV2 coming up next. Yeah, so if you guys don't have a trading journal, I highly recommend use a trading journal. If you want to use this, I use TraderSync. It's free, and then there's paid. I have the paid version, of course, because I like to see all the numbers here. But this keeps me on track. Like for example, see, I had a like pretty much crappy April, crappy May, right? We had pretty good from January up until April, and then I started falling off a little bit, came right back up, and then right here it just kind of became a little choppy because I had break-even weeks, made some profit, lost some profit. If you go to my calendar here, so for May I locked in 71,000, not as much as I normally lock in. For April is my first red month of the year. So I made it back, but then I made a little more. But the previous month, so March over here made 238,000. So you can see my progress here from like January was better in February, was amazing in March. In April, kind of lost some trades there, but it's okay. That was when the tariff news came out. May, I kind of stayed afloat, made about 71. And then for this month, I haven't taken anything. So yeah, if you guys don't have a journal, my advice is journal your trades because it keeps you in check. But you have to actually like follow the journal. You can't like only use it like once in a while. You got to use the journal every single day. You got to learn from your mistakes and you got to just get better. Because there's no point in having a journal if you're not going to be real with yourself, right? It's you got to understand where you're making mistakes and you got to fix them. Let's see. Sam said I'm not taking sweep sell above because 42602 sweep buy happened. MPSV2 maybe. Yeah. So there's a possible MPSV2 setting up over here for a buy, guys. Yeah, Brock said you were super conservative, Sean. It's part of your edge. I figured. Yeah, exactly. So we have a possible MPS V2 setting up right here, but it didn't actually close yet. So we have a buy signal right here. We're 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock, guys, so I might have to wrap it up soon. My cutoff for trading is 8 o'clock. Reason I do that is because the volatility here starts to die out. So these are the entries that came up for today, guys. I didn't take any entries for today, but these are the entries that came up. We had MPSV2 that came up here for a win, 30 points. Liquidity sweep came up here for a win, 30 points. MPSV2 here lost for 30 points. Um, Sweep happened here for 20 points, hit TP. MPSV2 happened here for 30 points, hit TP. Sweep happened here for 30 points, hit TP. MPSV2 happened here, lost for 30 points. This was actually, this was this MPSV2? Yeah, MPSV2. And then this right here was wait, I'm tripping. Am I confused here? I feel like I'm missing something. Sweep, MPSV2. There was another sweep that happened somewhere around here. I just forgot where I marked it up. Oh, it was at the point of control. My bad. Yeah, it was right here. So MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, and then now we're looking for an MPSV2. So I'm pretty much alternating, guys. Looking for MPSV2 sweep, MPSV2 sweep, etc. Because a sweep just happened right here, I'm now looking for MPSV2 next. We have about 9 minutes till 8, so I mean that's probably not going to get filled. Unfortunately, my sweep over here did not get filled, and then my sweep over here up top did not get filled either. We were trying to catch the sweep from right here, but it never got filled. So go figure. It's all good. I mean, it's part of the game, guys. Like I said, you're not always going to have days where like your best entries come up. I'm looking for those trades that I know are absolutely going to hit, which haven't came up. So, and then also CJ said I'm missing the two high-level momentum scalps. Yeah, so CJ actually caught two high-level momentum scalps here. There was a buy entry that came up right here. That was a full TP as well. So great work on catching that, CJ. There's a lot of entries here. So like, if you guys think about it, if you guys know the different strategies, there's a lot of different opportunities here to take entries. They don't happen all the time, but they do happen. There's another one over here too at 640. High low momentum scalp there. So like we just said, guys, if you play the numbers game, like really, if you play the numbers game and you identify like let me clean this up a little, it's too messy. If you play the numbers game, you'll see that there'll be more wins and losses, especially if you're doing a one-to-one risk to reward, right? If you're doing a one-to-one here, you're fine because you have way more wins and losses. At the end of the day, you should end up in profit. Um, and it's just how this like trading works, guys. Like if you break down the numbers, like for me personally, I've been taking one-to-one entries all year, right? This is my profit for just taking one-to-ones. I know a lot of people try to pressure you to take like one to twos or one to threes. Those are great if they hit, but if you're going to be losing all the time, they're not going to be super great because you're just going to end up at break even. I created this chart here to show you guys the transparency that you can profitable with the one to one and even stick with just one strategy. We use the MPSV2 from January up until maybe like this month, last month or late last month, maybe last week or the week before that. So basically 5 months into the year, we only used the MPSV2. We did pretty good with profit. I started to factor in these liquidity sweeps because they work hand in hand with each other. And now we're having more opportunities for entry. So you just got to keep that in mind, guys. Look at the longer picture. Understand that you don't have to do what everybody else is doing, right? Do what works for you, right? If you want to trade the way I'm trading, fine, follow how I trade. If you want to trade supply and demand, if you want to trade orbs, if you want to trade whatever you want to trade, really, just find out what works for you and stick to it. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to me. Like, it doesn't matter what you guys are trading because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and you guys will see my progress continue over the year. So, yeah, Sam said I'm done. Don't see the point of this cell missing the picture. Yeah, exactly. Same here. I mean, we're looking for an MPS V2 here, Sam. So like, there's nothing here for us to take anyways. Um, I'd be looking for a possible MPS V2 for a buy. The only problem is that we're like 4 minutes away from 8 o'clock, and that's my cutoff for trading. So I think I'm done too. CJ said, thanks. Really want MPS V2 and sweep today, but if I don't get it, I'm cool with it. Yeah, same here. The volatility here is starting to die down. You can see here as we get closer to 8 o'clock, this here is just going back and forth, back and forth. There's probably not going to be very much volatility or movement here. So what I'll do before I get off here is I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'll put this here on the Discord. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll just put these here real quick that you guys can see which entries were identified. There's actually a lot of good entries yesterday. I forgot to take a screenshot of our chart, but if you guys want to rewatch that live session, it's always going to be there. Let's see. Sam said these last 2 days, 11 wins, 2 losses, where I took 7 MPS, 2 wins out of them doing journal. Okay, nice, perfect. Yeah, that's solid, Sam. Like I said, like what Sam's doing here, he's starting to journal these entries because this is going to give him confidence in the future taking more entries, right? The more that you guys see the entries come up and the more that you see them hit, the more confident you're going to be taking, more of these entries following up to the next month. Because every new month is always kind of tricky, right? Like we're entering June right now. I'm a little conservative with the month of June, of course, because we're in the summer months. But you can see there's a lot of opportunities that came up here. Overall, more wins and losses, of course. Yeah, Sam said previous month I banged the numbers but forgot to journal. But when I saw my wins, I started journaling. Yeah, because once you get the numbers down, Sam, you can really start to predict where your month's going to look, right? So if you see that you have this many wins for this month and this many wins for this month, you're like, okay, for July, I'm going to expect this many wins. And that can give you an idea of like, okay, I'm doing really good and I'm really consistent. Now I can start adding more accounts, right? That's how I started adding accounts. I started off with like one account with Apex and I added 4 accounts and I added 5 accounts and I went to straight to 20 and then I went to Tradeify and then I went to Perdia because I know my consistency. Like I know I'm going to be winning certain months and I'm going to be losing certain months. So it's a numbers game. That's really what trading is, guys. If you guys can follow your discipline and your trading plan, it really becomes a numbers game. Like you can see me here when I trade, I don't really stress out because I already know I'm gonna lose sometimes, but I'm gonna win more than I lose. And that's just the biggest part of the game. It's really understanding that if you're profitable long term, over a year's time, you could be good. You just got to repeat the process. Yeah, exactly. Brock said journal, journal, journal. That's the key thing. A lot of people, they don't give enough credit to journaling because I feel like a lot of people can't journal for that long. I'm surprised I journal for this long. This is the first time I journaled like this for every day, every month using this trade journal. I used to have a manual journal. I think is it still here? It's not there. But I have a private journal too, but it was just a lot of work to input it manually. Now that I have this Trader Sync, it's easy because I don't have to do anything. I just upload my position. I upload my Apex and or whatever to it, and then it documents it for me. But all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't have anything here to take so far. I was looking for an NPS V2 to come up. It's currently pending right here with the buy signal, but we don't have enough time. It's about to be 8 o'clock in the next 2 minutes. So unfortunately for me, no trades for this week. Fortunately, but unfortunately. So fortunately, no losses this week for me so far. Unfortunately, no trades for me. So it's all good. I'm flat for this week. Um, so we'll see. I'm hoping tomorrow will be a little better. We have NFP on Friday, so that's going to be a little crazy. Tomorrow we do have some news. We have continuing jobless claims 4-week average, initial jobless claims, exports, imports, balance of trade, and the Fed speaking. So we have a couple things happening tomorrow, and then Friday, of course, we have NFP, the biggest day of the week, biggest day of the month. But all right, guys, I mean, today was a pretty good overall day. Yeah, CJ said nothing but facts. By journaling, I found that June and September are my weak months. Yeah, and that's when you want to be careful with your risk, maybe half your risk for those months. But all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Discord. If you guys have any profits, feel free to send them in Discord. I don't think anybody took anything today unless you guys did on your own. I didn't take anything myself, but we did mark up quite a bit of entries for the day. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow.